So in the last 3 weeks, I have barely trained, and this has been pretty hard psychologically because like whenever I don't train, all of the attachment to my body comes out and my mind gets all over the place. So I was staying home, trying to recover. I needed to stay warm, to hydrate, to rest. I was resting a lot. But my mind was constantly like, yeah, but what about your progress? What about your muscle mass? Maybe you should do something, just some push-ups. Even though you don't feel like going to the gym, maybe you could just do some push-ups. And I'm very happy I didn't follow that mind, because moments like this one I'm describing can be great occasion to develop familiarity with being a little bit more free from the things that our mind is not able to let go, like the attachment to the body, the attachment to our physical shape, which is something that, yeah, maybe it gives us joy. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be pursued, but it's also something that is fragile if we base all of our happiness on it, right? Because it's something that it's gonna fade eventually. So whenever I have these occasions, like usually I do at least 1 or twice a year, a period of 10 days or even 3 weeks in which I do not work out because I want to engage with other activities for the whole day. And these occasions are really precious to me because I can use them to detach a little bit from that strong attachment that I have toward my physical image, my body, my shape, my being, muscular, etc. And this is something that, at least in my case, I find very beneficial for my mind, because even though that tendency is still there and it's still a liability, because eventually I know that my body won't be able to sustain that level of shape that it has now, that I'm pretty young still. And I know that that's gonna cause me suffering at that point, because I'm very attached to that. But occasions like this can be utilized to slowly starting familiarize with a mind that is more able, a little bit more, to let go of that thing, which is a mind that is a bit more free, right? So this topic is part of a broader context of the attachment to our ego, to the image we have of ourselves, the image we project, we want to have. And one thing that is, for me, is very strong, and I feel like it could be pretty common. Let me know in the comments also, you guys, what you think about this. Like, whenever there is something that goes against, it damages a little bit that idea that we have of ourselves. It damages our image. It damages like the image that others might have about us. Even if it's something that is just a mental event in our mind, not something that is actually true external. I find that in my case, the attitude of the mind is to try to push it away instantly, immediately. Contemplating something that brings the mind to be a little bit more detached from the ego, from our image. Since we're so much attached, we're so much grasping to it, it's something painful. It's like keeping in our hand a burning piece of metal, so hot that as soon as it touches our skin, we have to let it go, we have to throw it away. So the first instinct for me in those days was to distance myself from that sensation. And my mind was commanding me, do push-ups, because that was a way to push that sensation away and to say, no, I am still gonna have the body I am attached to. The problem is that if we always follow that mentality, if we always throw away that piece of metal, the mind is going to be more and more enslaved by its attachments and by its graspings. Whereas if sometimes, not all the times, at least we can start using those occasions to keep that piece of metal close and feel the burning of having the mind familiarizing little by little, step by step with detaching in some context from our image, our ego, our body. I believe that that's a very, very powerful and useful familiarization. Even though the impact it will have, it's still gonna be small, but we're still gonna feel it. Like the next time this happens to me, my mind is still gonna suffer. It's still gonna like become erratic and try pushing me toward following that grasping, that attachment. But I know that because I behaved like this in previous situations, it's gonna be a little bit easier for me to hold that piece of metal, that burning piece of metal in my hands. Now think for a moment about your own situation. Some topic, something that your mind is absolutely not able to let go, and it's very attached to. And try to imagine what's your mind gonna be like 10 years from now in two different scenarios. One is every time, on every occasion you have of lessening that attachment a little bit, of refraining from following it, you don't do it, you just follow. You follow the compulsion every time, every single time. And the second scenario is that you still accept that part of your mind. It's not something that you can get rid of. It's okay. But sometimes when you have the right occasion, you decide not to follow that attachment like you always do. And you decide to choose to utilize some occasion to familiarize with lessening it a little bit, just a little bit. And try to imagine what's the difference of that compound activity over 10 years. So guys, let me know what you think about this topic. It's something that it's really important to me, and I hope it was interesting for you to hear me sharing. Now enough with the chit chat and let's begin our training. It's been 9 freaking days and my body is like, go back to it now. So I'm gonna oblige now.